Hey guys, JR here. Welcome to the 10X Academy. In this video, I'll be discussing how to increase your credit score and the perks and benefits that go along with a higher credit score. Stay tuned to the end of the video where I'll discuss how you can use credit cards to not only increase your credit score, but also earn rewards points that will allow you to take trips and vacations to anywhere around the world for free. How to increase your credit score. Keeping a high credit score is key in being able to take out loans with favorable interest rates, having access to higher limit credit cards, paying less when buying a home, and also being able to rent out a place to live, and so much more. Increasing your credit score requires several steps to repair your score. This isn't a fix-quick scheme. It takes time to repair one's score, but if done correctly, can have a significant result on your credit score and on your life. In this video, first I will discuss what are the credit bureaus that report your credit score and how credit scores are calculated. After that, I will go step by step on the process to repair your credit score, followed by scaling in the use of credit cards, not only to help with increasing your score, but also to use for perks and benefits to travel around the world for practically free. The techniques mentioned in this video to increase your credit score are crucial for those entrepreneurs and business owners who want to 10x their business, but require loans to help fund their businesses. And for those wanting to 10x their flows of income, will likely require loans from a bank to leverage their real estate investment deals, which will require an excellent score to get the best loan rates available. The implications of your credit score can vary from your business through your personal investments and your life. There are three major credit bureaus: Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. Each bureau calculates your credit score a bit different from one another. Your overall score is the average of the score of the three bureaus. Credit reports are usually available for free from each of the bureaus, one report free per year. It is wise to check one's credit report at least once a year to make sure everything on there is accurate and there are no signs of credit fraud, stolen identity, etc. Credit bureaus nowadays also offer free credit monitoring systems and so much more. Make sure to sign up with each credit bureau online and start using these free services to your advantage. A new feature of the credit bureaus is a credit freeze, where you can place a freeze on your credit at any time so that no one but you can open a credit line. You simply unfreeze the hold once you're ready to use your credit to apply for a credit card or loan. This adds an extra layer of security to your account with the credit bureaus. What is a credit score? FICO scores are what comprise your credit scores. FICO analyzes and develops scores to forecast which accounts are most likely to end up in bankruptcy or which will be most profitable. They also create industry-specific scores, such as credit-based insurance scores, to help insurance companies, for example, identify which customers are least likely to file a claim. To create a credit score, FICO uses information provided by one of the three major credit reporting bureaus: Equifax, Experian, or TransUnion. Most credit scores range from 300 to 850. However, industry-specific FICO scores typically range from 200 to 900. The higher the number, the less risk to the creditor or insurer of the person applying for credit or a loan defaults. Consumers with excellent credit score above 760 typically get the lowest rates when they borrow, in addition to the best discounts on insurance. Typically, credit scores are calculated based on the following criteria: payment history, which is 35% of the FICO score; debt amounts owed, which is 30% of the score; age of credit history, which is 15% of the score; new credit inquiries or hard inquiries, which are 10% of the score; mix of accounts, types of credits, which is 10% of the score. Sometimes these criteria are weighed differently depending on the history of your credit. For example, those who don't have a long credit history will be factored differently than those who have a longer history. Each of the three credit bureaus will generate their own FICO scores. It is wise to look at the credit report from each of the three credit bureaus, and there may be more than one FICO score available from each reporting agency for reasons mentioned previously. How to increase your credit score. The bad news? It takes time to fix your credit score. There is no quick scheme to fix your credit score. The best advice for rebuilding credit is to manage it responsibly over time. The most important factor in your credit score is payment history, which contributes 35% of your credit score. Making your credit payments on time has the largest effect on your credit score. By setting up payment reminders or even automatic payment withdrawals from your bank to pay for monthly statements, you can greatly reduce your chances of missing a payment and therefore affecting your credit score. At the very least, you will be making the minimum monthly payments on time and start the process of increasing your credit score. The next step is to work on reducing the amount of debt you owe, which contributes to 30% of your credit score. Once you have established your regular minimum monthly payments, start working on creating a budget to pay off your debt by increasing the minimum monthly payments to what you can afford so that you can pay off the debt more quickly. This is easier said than done, but reducing the amount you owe is going to be a far more satisfying achievement than improving your credit score. Make sure you stop using the credit cards to stop increasing your debt. Go on a cash-only basis using your credit card from your expense account to pay off your living expenses. Then start paying off the highest interest rate credit debts first by paying a higher amount than the monthly minimum so that you can start paying off the interest and principal amounts from each credit account. But remember to still continue paying the minimum monthly amounts from your other accounts. Once you finish paying off the highest interest credit account, move on to the next one. At this point, you should not be investing in anything or adding more debt to the accounts. You should be operating on a pure cash-only mode and focused on paying off debt. After you've paid off your debt, here are a few tips to start increasing your credit score even more. Keep balances low on credit cards and other revolving credit. Pay off debt rather than moving it around. Don't close unused credit cards as a short-term strategy to raise your score. Don't open a number of new credit cards you don't need just to increase your available credit line. This approach could backfire and actually lower your credit scores. Age of credit history makes up 15% of your credit score. If you have been managing credit for a short period of time, don't open a lot of new accounts too rapidly. New accounts will lower your average account age, which will have a larger effect on your scores if you don't have a lot of other credit information. Rapid account buildup can also be a sign of risk to a creditor, especially if you are a new credit user. New credit inquiries make up 10% of your credit score. If you are shopping for a loan, typically loan companies require a hard pull of your credit score. It's understandable that you may need to shop multiple loan companies for the best loan rates. Do your rate shopping for a given loan within a focused period of time. This will have a more minimal impact on your credit score. If you open new lines of credit, make sure to establish a credit history with that credit account before applying for a new credit account. This is especially important when you are a new credit user. When requesting your own credit report, make sure it is done directly through the credit bureaus. This will have no impact on your credit score. Types of credit have a 10% impact on your credit score. Apply for and open new credit accounts only as needed. It's okay to have credit cards, but manage them responsibly. Using credit cards to make your monthly total payments and having loans with an installment plan will rebuild your credit score. Also, using credit cards as expense reports will allow you to see what your expenses are and also help you start to reduce your expenses systematically by figuring out what you can cut out to reduce your overall expenses. Fixing your credit score is more about fixing errors in your credit history at first, and then following the guidelines mentioned in this video to maintain consistent good credit history. Rebuilding and raising your scores will take patience and discipline, but it certainly can be done. There are other ways to rapidly increase your credit score even further. First of all, apply the principles and techniques mentioned in this video. After you've done so, here are some additional steps that can be taken to increase your score while you're fixing your credit. Remember, apply the principles of fixing your credit score at the beginning of this video, which include scheduling monthly payments, reducing overall debt, stop using credit cards to accumulate debt, etc. The first thing you can do to increase your credit score further is to obtain a secure credit card with a limit of up to $1,000 to pay for gas and groceries, and then pay off these expenses monthly. Instead of paying for cash for these living expenses, you can use a secure credit card for this purpose. This will help in establishing a line of credit and a credit history. Be aware that for a secure credit card, you need to place an initial deposit of the credit line amount, for example $1,000, as collateral to the credit card company before being able to use it, and then deposit the same amount thereafter as soon as you have used up the entire amount. Another option to increase your credit score is to have someone with an excellent credit score add you to a few credit cards as an authorized user, not a cosigner. Have them choose the oldest credit accounts with high credit limits. Before being added as an authorized user, be sure you know the credit history and the habits of the owner of the accounts. If there is a late payment on their account, this will be reflected on your credit history, so be careful. While increasing your credit score, if you have any collection payments, make sure to pay the amounts owed directly to the creditor, not the collection agency. Try not to make any payments to collection agencies, as this will turn on the accounts and actually hurt your credit score. Deal with the creditor directly. Another tip is when applying for credit cards during the repair phase of your credit score, try to obtain credit cards from companies that offer you pre-approval. This will give you a credit line without doing a hard pull on your credit score, thus not affecting your score. Don't use credit cards to accumulate more debt. Use them responsibly and pay off the entire amount every single month. Budgeting is key. Learn how to maintain a budget of your expenses and your income, and be sure to pay off all debt while working on repairing your credit score and then eventually increasing your credit score. In addition to using credit cards to boost up your credit score, you can also take advantage of some of the perks and benefits that some of these cards come with. For example, some of these may include cash back or bonus points for every dollar spent on airline tickets, hotels, car rentals, etc. In addition, you can earn sign-up bonuses that can range from 20,000 points all the way up to 100,000 points. Other perks can include free hotel stays, lounge access, discounts on travel, and so much more. After using a secure credit card to pay off most of your debt, you can start getting into credit cards with credit lines. If you're a student or working your way to repairing your credit, there are some great options to help you increase your score. Links are in the description for each credit card mentioned hereafter. First, I will go over some great options for secure credit cards. The first option is the Capital One Secure MasterCard. The secure credit line for this card is $200. If you have a credit score from 350 to 629, you're eligible for this card, and it has a $0 annual fee. The next option for a secure credit card is the Discover It Secured. This card offers a credit line from $200 to $2,500. You can be eligible for this card if you have a credit score from 350 to 629. This card also has a $0 annual fee. And there are additional perks for this card, including a 2% cash back on restaurant and gas expenditures and a 1% on all other purchases. Another option is the Open Sky Secured Visa. This card has a credit line from $200 to $3,000, and scores from 350 to 689 are eligible to apply for this card. The card has a $35 annual fee, but there is no credit check and no bank accounts required. So this is a great option as a starter for a secure credit card. Once you've established your credit score, a great starter credit card is the Discover It Cashback Card. If you have a credit score of 690 and above, you're eligible to apply for this card. It's got a $0 annual fee, and the perks include a 5% cashback on rotating categories and a 1% cashback on all other expenses. Rotating categories are categories that are pre-selected by the credit card company on every quarter that earn 5% cash back. Now, these travel credit cards are great options to accumulate points for free airline tickets, travel, hotel, and so much more. The first option is the Capital One Venture Rewards Card. If you have a score of 690 and above, you can apply for this credit card. It's got a $0 annual fee for the first year and then a $95 annual fee thereafter. The perks include 50,000 points for a sign-up bonus after spending $3,000 in the first 3 months. You also accumulate 2 miles for every dollar spent, which is the highest rated miles per dollar spent credit card. The next card is the Chase Sapphire Preferred. If you have a credit score of 690 or above, you're eligible to apply for this card. This card also has a $0 annual fee for the first year and then a $95 annual fee thereafter. The perks include 50,000 points for a sign-up bonus after spending $4,000 in the first 3 months. You also get 2 miles per dollar spent for travel and dining, and then 1 mile per dollar spent on all other expenses. Now, some great options for cashback credit cards include the Capital One Quicksilver Cash Rewards Card. You're eligible to apply for this card if you have a 690 credit score or higher. The card has a $0 annual fee, and for its perks, it has a $150 cash bonus after spending $500 in the first 3 months, and a 1.5% cashback on all expenses. The next cashback credit card is a Discover It Cashback Card. This card also requires a 690 credit score to be eligible to apply for this card, but it has a $0 annual fee, and the perks include a matchback on all expenses in the first year and then a 1% cashback on all other expenses thereafter. The final cashback credit card is the Chase Freedom Card. As you can see, all these cards require at least a 690 credit score. It's got a $0 annual fee, and the perks include a $150 cash bonus after spending $500 in the first 3 months, and then a 5% cash back on rotating categories and a 1% cash back on all other expenses. Fixing your credit score and working to increase your score has a lot of perks and benefits. From being able to take out loans with better rates and discounts to renting a place to live, your credit score affects every aspect of your life. Credit cards can be used as a vehicle to increase your credit score if done properly. Use credit cards to build your credit line and credit history while responsibly paying off all your monthly payments and keeping credit balance debt to a minimum. Take advantage of credit cards to keep a personal tab on all your line item expenses so you can easily gauge and reduce expenses as needed. Further, take advantage of all perks and benefits credit cards offer by accumulating bonus airline points and travel points that you can use to travel anywhere around the world, and even cashback offers that you can use to reduce your monthly statements. Further, take advantage of all the perks and benefits credit cards can offer, for example, by accumulating bonus airline points or travel points that you can use to travel. Easily accumulate enough travel points with some credit cards offering up to 100,000 bonus points to travel to any destination in the world for free. Other perks and benefits include cashback cards that you can use to reduce your monthly statements. And that's how you increase your credit score. Having a higher credit score has huge benefits and can save you a ton of money. So make sure you take advantage of these tips and techniques to increase your credit score. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and smash that like.